Hey guys, it's Simmy, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited, as we're here to talk about the 2020 Royal Rumble that took place from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas. I had fun watching the show. Nick, what did you think?
I enjoyed tonight. I had a lot of fun watching this pay-per-view. It's a good start to the 2020 for WWE's, pay-per-view schedule.
Speaking of good start to 2020, we'll get it out of the way now. They did confirm that on Thursday, February 27th, they will be returning to Saudi Arabia for WWE Super Showdown. So that will be the February pay-per-view. A lot of people were asking about that. That will be the February pay-per-view. February 16th, they'll be in Portland with NXT TakeOver. So those are the two big shows we're getting in February. And then we get Elimination Chamber in March going into WrestleMania.
I'm taking a look at the chat real quick. Nelson's here. Alexis is here. Anthony, Jack Dawson. He says, sup, Nick and Tim. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Woken King Slender, Kristen McNutt, and Nicholas Altamore, who are both members, as you guys should also be, because you can get cool shit like emojis, and we'll talk more about it later, but you can get cool stuff, and you'll be my friend, and that's what's really important.
Hell, let's talk about it now.
No, let's talk about it later.
No, I want to talk about it really quick now. So, as you see, there are people in the live chat that have their name in green, and they got badges next to their names. That is because they are member subscribers to the PWUnlimited YouTube channel, and in doing so, you get a special badge, your name in green. You get to use cool emojis, which I should have made a Rumble one. You also get early access to certain content. We're going to do Q&A videos once you guys give us enough questions, and early access to other stuff as well. And one of the things that we want to do, I want to do at least, is bring Nick on more regularly. But we can't do so without the support from you guys. If we can get enough member subscribers that can help actually pay Nick to do more stuff here, then he can do more stuff. Because I get questions in the chat all the time. Why don't we get more Nick? Well, it's a fact of that he's got a regular job, and right now the channel only supports one salary. But if you guys can either subscribe here on YouTube as a member subscriber, or even go over to patreon.com/PWUnlimited and sign up over there, if we get enough people, we can then afford to have a second salary on the channel, on the payroll, and Nick can be on way more regular than he already is. So with that, we just hope that eventually we get the support from you guys that can bring Nick on, and maybe even others to help out as well, because I see the questions, I see the comments. Why don't you guys do more? Well, we can only do as much as we can with the limitations we have right now. But with that, let's talk some Royal Rumble.
What was your match of the night?
My match of the night?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Men's Rumble?
Yeah, I was going to say Men's Rumble. It was fun. I think everything about that match was fun. Even the Brock shit.
Oh, I loved the Brock stuff.
Like, the Brock stuff, like, I wanted to see some like Morrison cool shit, and I want to see a little bit more Keith Lee and Brock, and I feel like it was just a lot of, I wish I got a little bit more of this, but I think once they got past the Brock stage and they kind of like Act 1 ended and Act 2 of the Rumble began, fuck man, that match was fun.
Well, that was just like Cole said. He said this was a Rumble of two stories. Brock Lesnar in the first half and McIntyre in the second.
Yeah, it's pretty hard.
And I do appreciate that they thought of ways to eliminate some guys to where they didn't look weak to Brock, like Eric Rowan or Keith Lee and Braun Strowman, where it wasn't like, oh, Eric Rowan runs down, gets destroyed by Brock and eliminated. No, Eric Rowan looked like he was going to go toe-to-toe with Brock, and then he got caught with the clothesline and dumped over the top. But it was just like Brock didn't destroy him, Brock didn't mess him up, and Eric Rowan can still be this monster that he is on Raw and not look weak to the champ. And then the same thing, as we'll talk about later, with Rowan.
So we're getting way ahead of ourselves.
I was gonna say, with Strowman and Keith Lee, I also liked that they were fighting each other and Brock just dumps them.
Yeah,
so
that was a good way. I was thinking the same thing. But there was a Rumble match that happened well before the men's Rumble match, and there was
also
one that
a Shorty G Sheamus match.
Who actually gives a fuck?
I thought it was all right.
Thanks, Kristen, for the $2. I did see that from WrestleVotes. Thank you for bringing that up, though. We appreciate you.
So, the night kicked off on the kickoff show And the first match we got was Sheamus versus Shorty G. And they had some, I don't know if it was because the light coming through the stadium with the sun still up, but there was some weird blue lighting during this match. It subsided by the next match, but it was just a weird, and it kind of gave, it almost looked like their camera settings were off or something. I don't know, but that's being nitpicky, I guess.
I couldn't care less as long as it wasn't red.
Actually, I was surprised they didn't do that tonight.
It's hard to do outdoor.
No. By the time that match started, it was dark enough.
Yeah, but it would just look weird.
It always looks weird.
I guess.
So Sheamus beats on Shorty G early. Crowd kind of into it, kind of not. From what I heard, I actually was told by one person that was there that it took some people an hour and a half just to get into the building, and there was issues with people getting their tickets scanned to get in. So by the time the main card started, there was still a significant amount of people not at their seats.
Yeah.
So that's why these first couple of matches did sound like the crowd wasn't really into it, because there wasn't a full crowd there yet. There was, overall, they said there was 42,715 people. Whoa. Nick over here typing furiously.
Hey, I just typed fast, you fuckface.
So
God, I'm aggressive. I'm high as fuck. I'm sorry.
So Gable got a chance to shine a little bit. He used the Chaos Theory suplex for a near fall. Sheamus fought back, got out of an ankle lock, kicked out of a crucifix pin, and then won with a brogue kick. The next match we did get was Andrade defending the Cruiserweight Championship against Umberto Carrillo. They actually gave them a lot of time. They went 14 minutes.
Fantastic. Muy bien.
But you do this whole thing of Andrade took out Carrillo. Carrillo comes back after being almost, I don't know what you want to call it, hospitalized or whatever. That's what they made it seem. By Andrade. And then Andrade just beats him clean. Like, they went 14 minutes, but there's almost nothing to talk about.
Umberto just cannot pick up a fucking win, dude, to save his life. He really can. And he's so good, and the crowd still loves him.
Yeah. I think it was... Oh, who said it? Somebody... I heard somebody say it was... it might have been Lawler said, so long to the dimples or something like that after Umberto lost.
I don't know.
So Andrade went for the triple vertical suplexes, and Tom Phillips had to tell us 6 times that he was doing this to mock the WWE Universe. Carrillo used a Hurricane Rana off the top rope for a near fall. He tried a standing Rana, but Andrade caught him with a roll-up and just pinned him. Like I said, it went almost 15 minutes, and nothing really happened.
Yeah, it really wasn't that bad.
So as we move forward, if you guys want to give me your thoughts on the show, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. I'll read your text message, but we're not taking any calls.
Shit, I forgot we had a text line. To be real with you, G.
So the show starts, the main card, and Stone Cold Steve Austin narrates this video about the Royal Rumble and all the matches coming up. And it was really weird because there's a line he says something about opening a can of you-know-what. And I go,
Come?
What? Austin said what? It was just weird to hear Austin say open a can of you-know-what and not open a can of whoop-ass.
I couldn't care less, I think.
So then we get actually a match that I enjoyed a lot more than I expected to. Roman Reigns versus King Corbin in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Match went 21 and a half minutes.
I had a lot of fun with this match, by the way. I think this match hopefully be at the end of this goddamn feud, but I don't think so.
I think it could be.
Nothing gave it the indentation of it being the end, because Corbin's still going.
Here's my thing. I think it could be for the fact of that they got Corbin out of the Rumble before Roman even got in there. If they were still building that storyline, that feud, they would have at least been in at the same time briefly or something.
I mean, not necessarily.
So Corbin took his time to get off of his throne, and Reigns said, screw this, and went after Corbin in the aisle. Early in the match, Corbin sidestepped a Superman punch and hit an amazing-looking Deep Six. Deep Six is actually a really cool-looking move.
Yeah, you're telling me, brother. I've always been a fan of it.
Corbin dodged another Superman punch and chokeslam Reigns through the announce table, and this chokeslam looked phenomenal. Reigns went up perfectly for Corbin, flew up at least, what's Corbin, like 6'6", 6'7"? Roman
Big
was
boy.
up higher than Corbin. I mean, Roman probably almost up 7 feet in the air. Crashed through the announce table, looked great. Corbin then beat him up through the crowd. Reigns put him through 2 different tables with Samoan drops over at the international announce team area. Rude and Ziggler then came out to attack Reigns before the Usos were out to make the save. They were trying to handcuff Roman Reigns to a railing, but to no avail. Rude and Ziggler beat up Jimmy and Jay. Then Jimmy, I think it was Jimmy, hit a huge dive off of a platform on all the guys. Corbin slammed Jimmy on a bike rack. Then Reigns gave him consecutive Superman punches. Reigns drove Corbin into the side of a porta potty. And my first thought was, I'm glad there wasn't somebody in that porta potty. They opened it up. Ooh, that would have been awkward.
That would have been funny.
It would have. Some guy sitting there with his pants down taking a dump or something. They tried to use this porta potty for a spot. I assume they cleared the porta potties all out, knowing that was going to happen beforehand. Made sure no one was in them. Yet, the porta potty next to the one they used, the little dial on it to show if someone's in it, was turned red.
Jeez.
So I don't know. Where was I? Roman Reigns then did the porta potty spot, which Michael Cole called a structure. Reigns placed Corbin inside of a porta potty after this and tipped it over, where the crowd chanted, "Holy shit!" They then found themselves on top of the dugout. They pulled off some tarp that was on there to cover it up, and you see a Nationals logo, and an Astros logo. Reigns then drove Corbin down onto the top of the dugout. Corbin finally got his wits about him and stood over Reigns for a moment. The crowd booed. I loved, for this match, once they were getting over to the dugout, the crane shots, because it showed how big this place was. It showed how many damn people were in this building. And when they do those crane shots and everybody's following Roman and Corbin, it's just a tremendous looking shot that made this look just super big league, super big time.
Oh, yeah.
So Corbin is trying to like taunt the crowd at this point. Roman gets up and hits him with a Superman punch and a spear on top of the dugout.
That spear was hard, by the way.
Yeah, it was.
Spear on top of the dugout, that's cool as fuck.
Yeah, it is. And it was also cool when afterwards they got this shot. It's like not a real far shot, but it's a far enough shot of Roman where it just looks like he's in a sea of people. He's got people behind him, people in front of him. He's walking up and down the dugout just going crazy.
That's super cool.
Great visuals with this match.
I enjoy it, be it at times hard to watch. I enjoy these two guys. They've got good chemistry with each other. They really know how to beat the shit out of each other, and they sell for each other very well. So I thought this match wasn't as dreadful as I thought it was going to be, you know?
Oh, exactly. And the crowd was really into most of this. Like I said, the crowd
crowd loved it.
Like I said, the crowd got in late, but once the match got going and you can tell more people were getting in, like this crowd, especially once they got into the porta potty spot and right before that, these people loved this match.
It's hard.
So in the back, Kevin Owens told Samoa Joe that he had good history in Houston, including winning the IC title and the Universal Championship. Owens said he would eliminate Seth Rollins and win the Rumble. He knew he struck a nerve with Joe, and Joe repeated what he said on Monday, that he would go through Owens if he had to. Sonya Deville then told Kayla Braxton that she and Mandy were not Owens and Joe. Deville said that she would gladly eliminate herself if it came down to her and Mandy. Idiot.
Yeah, I don't, why is she... That's got to lead to something eventually, right?
I mean, I hope.
Just win.
I mean, we see Sonya caused Mandy to get eliminated, as we'll talk about here coming up shortly. Deville left, and the camera focused on Rose, who said nothing, and then Kayla Braxton disappeared. Michael Cole then acknowledged the unfortunate passing of Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna. They aired a photo on the screen just saying, in memory of, which horrible.
Yeah, tough.
So then we get the Women's Royal Rumble match that went 54 minutes and 17 seconds. It actually went 6 minutes shorter than the Men's Rumble. And we had Tom Phillips, Corey Graves, and Jerry Lawler on commentary. They did 90-second intervals, and for the most part, I stopped watching a good amount of them because I was curious. I did like 10 or 15 of them. Maybe not 15, but like 10 of them. And they were all right roughly around the 90-second mark. So they didn't, jimmy with that like they usually do. Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair started off the match. And boy, did they try to make Bianca Belair look like a star tonight.
And they did a great job.
Belair received a great reaction from the crowd. And out third was a Mighty Molly. Nikki Cross came out.
Sure.
Nikki Cross then came out fourth. Her and Alexa Bliss worked together a little bit before hugging. Crowd loved that. Lana then came out fifth. She said,
did you hear where she was like the best WW superstar?
Yeah.
No one said anything about that.
She got her promo mocking the fans and everything. Also, talking about fans, Michael Cole said a number of times, the WWE fans. He didn't call them the universe. She cut her promo saying that she's the best WWE superstar. She's the most ravishing. She's the hottest, and she's going to win for her hot husband, Bobby Lashley, who wasn't even in the Men's Rumble, which we'll talk about later.
Bob Lash.
Lana gets in the match. Mercedes Martinez comes out sixth.
Very cool.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
very
that quite
cool.
a bit.
Liv Morgan then comes out seventh and immediately eliminates Lana for a big pop. Moments later, I think it was Mercedes Martinez throws Liv over the top rope. She catches herself, and Lana pulls her off. So that builds up that storyline. The two will have a match tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw.
Nice.
The two brawled until the referees separated them. Mandy Rose came out 8th. Candice LeRae came out 9th. Bianca Belair then eliminated Mighty Molly, who got a good amount of stuff in this match, more than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like Rose was all but eliminated by Bliss, but Rose actually landed on Otis, who was laying at ringside. And my first thought was, where the hell did Otis come from?
Yeah, was he just under the ring the whole time?
I guess. Because Mandy gets thrown over and just falls on Otis. Which, good for them for not messing that up, and Mandy accidentally, falling wrong or something.
Mm-hmm.
So Mandy is laying there on top of Otis. Otis then, lifts her up, puts her back up on the apron. She gets back into the ring. Huge pop from the crowd for Otis saving Mandy Rose. Sonya Deville then comes out 10th. Sonya and Mandy work together to eliminate Mercedes Martinez. Kairi Sane came out 11th. Sane teased using her umbrella a couple times and then said, screw this, and threw it. She then took down Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss with a double clothesline. Mia Yim came out at number 12.
Woo.
As Sane gave LeRae an insane elbow. Belair used Bliss as a weapon to eliminate Nikki Cross. Sonya Deville then rocked Rose by accident. But Otis caught her as she fell off the apron. Then we think, okay, I'm good. Mandy's saved by Otis. He's going to put her back in yet again. We'll get one or two more of these. But then instead, Bianca Belair just throws Sonya Deville over the top rope. She crashes on top of Mandy and Otis, and they're done. And I like Corey Graves' line. He goes, Otis is a big, strong boy, but I don't think he's big and strong enough for both of them.
That's what I'm saying, man. I bet Otis could do it.
So then there's one point when Alexa Bliss almost got eliminated by Bianca Belair. And to save herself, she grabbed Bianca Belair's big-ass braid and used it to hold herself up on the apron so she didn't fall backwards. Interesting spot. I actually liked it because it was inventive and something we have never, ever seen before. But then they did it again later.
Yeah.
Where was I? Dana Brooke came out at number 13. Bianca Belair eliminated Candice LeRae by pressing her over the top rope. Crowd booed for that elimination.
Yeah, they did.
Bliss then eliminated Kairi Sane by basically just slapping her while she was on the top rope. Tamina then came out at number 14 and was quickly eliminated by Bianca. And Bianca Belair got, I think, 8 eliminations. The same as Shayna Baszler later. So that's the new record for the Women's Rumble.
That's hard.
Dakota Kai came out at 15. Bliss eliminated Yim. Chelsea Green came out at 16th and was eliminated by Dakota Kai quicker than I can send out a tweet that said Chelsea Green enters the Royal Rumble at 16th.
Yeah.
I clicked the button that said send tweet, looked over to the other screen, and she was on the floor. I was like, holy fuck, what was that? I mean, someone had to do the quick elimination.
Yeah.
Bliss then immediately eliminated Chelsea Green. Like I said, eliminated Chelsea Green, blah, blah, blah. Belair eliminated Dana Brooke. This left us in the ring, Bliss and Belair. No other women were in the ring. The two start going back and forth. They eventually try to throw each other out. They dump each other over the top rope, but they save themselves on the apron. Bianca Belair then she kicks the knee out from Bliss once or twice. So Bliss grabs the hair again. So it's like, hey, Bianca, if you keep messing with me, you're going to fall with me. So Bianca kind of laid up a little bit until finally she got the advantage and eliminated Alexa Bliss. And then Bianca Belair's in there all by herself.
Yeah, that was a cool shot.
And who would come out? Charlotte Flair at number 17. So Charlotte gets in. Her and Bianca Belair go at it for 90 seconds before Naomi would make her big return at 18 to a big pop from the crowd. Charlotte and Naomi worked together briefly and gave Belair a combo suplex. Then Beth Phoenix came out at number 19. And boy, did Beth Phoenix go hard in this match.
Oh, yeah. Unless she was, like, pissing blood out of the back of her head.
I don't know what happened or where that came from.
Yeah, me neither, dude.
But by the end of this match, you know how Toni Storm's got the blonde on the top and the black hair on the bottom?
Yeah, she had a red on the bottom.
Yeah. Beth Phoenix was black on the top, red on the bottom. Beth came in at 19. Naomi nailed Phoenix and Charlotte with a springboard crossbody that looks really cool. Toni Storm, speak of the devil, came in at number 20. Charlotte booted Belair off the top rope for an elimination. Looked like Belair lasted roughly 33 minutes or so.
Not bad.
I don't think anything's going to come of it, though. I think she's just going to... I mean, she's got to go back to NXT at least for a month because she's the challenger to Rhea Ripley and the NXT Championship. So I like that she got to shine here. We heard twice from Michael Cole that she will be challenging for the championship. So hopefully that leads people to go be like, hey, I liked her in the Rumble. Let's go check out NXT and see what she does there leading up to her title shot. So I liked the way they did that. Hopefully that was the plan. So Kelly came in at 21. She gave Toni Storm a stink face. Sarah Logan came in at 22 and was almost eliminated immediately by Charlotte. Kelly almost got a surprise elimination of Charlotte, but Charlotte eliminated Kelly instead. Charlotte had some blood under her nose. She got pissed off, told Kelly, take this bitch, and just forearmed her right off the apron.
Oh, yeah.
Natalya came in at number 23, handed out clotheslines, and worked a little bit with Beth Phoenix as they gave Charlotte a powerbomb. Xia Li then came out at 24th. Zelina Vega, 25th. And then this is when, right around the time Zelina came out, is when I first noticed the blood coming out the back of Beth's head.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
And I don't know where it came from, but it got profusely worse throughout this match. They even mentioned it in a commentary, which was just a surprise to me. Because they didn't mention it once, they mentioned it multiple times. Not sure where did I say? Shotzi Blackheart, big surprise. Came out at 26th.
That's my girl.
And I'll talk about what I liked with her later. Natalya almost got eliminated by Naomi, but she landed on the barricade. Natalya almost eliminated Naomi. She landed on the barricade, and literally, if she would have slipped ever so slightly, she was done. Because she literally had like an inch and a half from the floor to the heel of her foot.
Mm-hmm.
I almost thought she was going to slip. I almost thought she wasn't going to get up the way she did. So Naomi finally gets herself, she took her a minute, but she got herself up on the barricade, scooted over, jumped on the announce table, and she teased just jumping from the announce table to the steps. And then she gave it another thought and was like, give me a second. So she paced the announce tables, kind of thinking like, what am I going to do? As the match continued. Phoenix, where was I? Tegan Nox came out. Carmella came out at number 27. Tegan Nox then came out at 28 and quickly ate a glam slam. And I loved the way she sold this because she took that glam slam and popped her body up like she got just wrecked. Then number 29 was none other than Miss WrestleMania herself, Santina Marella.
Yeah, this is fucking stupid, and I fucking hated it.
Santino came down, or Santino, whatever you want to call it, and basically got in Beth Phoenix's face. So we know the whole Beth Phoenix, Santino stuff in the past. The big thing with the Santina character is that Santina and Beth were the final two in that Miss Women's Rumble, and Santina eliminated Beth to win it. So we got Santina in the middle of the ring. Beth is just like, I'm going to murder you on one side of her. Natty gets up and stands on the other side like, I'm going to murder you as well. And then he pulls the damn Cobra sleeve out of his bra, puts it on, hits himself with it, and just throws himself over the top rope. What the fuck?
Yeah, again, you could have just put any girl from NXT,
yes.
Any woman from NXT in there. Any of them. It doesn't matter who it would have been, how quickly they got eliminated. It would have been fine. You could have just thrown one of the chicken shit heels in
I would
there.
have preferred Vicky Guerrero.
I wouldn't have.
Because my whole thought was, WWE takes the women's division more serious now, so I didn't think they were going to have a man dressed as a woman in a women's rumble. But I was wrong. Crowd liked it. At least it seemed like it.
I mean, I'm sure they thought it was funny, but I mean, I'm sure they also were like, oh, cool, okay, stop now.
So, next up came out number 30, and it was Shayna Baszler. And Shayna Baszler
should have won this goddamn match.
Should have. And she wrecked shop in the little time that she was in there. Like I said, Bianca Belair in there for 30 minutes, got 8 eliminations. Shayna was just throwing motherfuckers over this top rope left and right, got 8 eliminations. She immediately goes after Charlotte on the outside, who had slid out from under the bottom rope. She jumps in, throws Mia Yim over the top, throws Tegan Nox over, throws Zelina Vega over. But what I liked is when she was trying to eliminate Zelina, Shotzi Blackheart almost eliminates her. And that was a cool throwback to last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever, when Shotzi eliminated Shayna from the NXT Battle Royal. So I liked that they teased it as far as like, oh, Shotzi's going to catch her again, but this time she didn't get it. Baszler instead threw Shotzi Blackheart out. Naomi used the top little graphic thing from the top of the announce table as a bridge. I thought it was going to break in half because how flimsy it is, but she scampered right across it as she used it between the steel steps and the announce table. Wasn't never mind. So Naomi gets back into the ring. Baszler then eliminates Carmella, Storm, and Naomi. Natalya and Beth Phoenix gave Baszler a heart attack. And then Beth Phoenix just eliminates Natty.
Yeah, that was funny.
Which, it's a cool callback because the Rumble 2 years ago, Natty eliminated Beth. So Beth was like, hey, to each their own. So Charlotte reappears in the match. And she tries to eliminate both women. Can't do it. Baszler and Charlotte go face to face. Crowd is going nuts for this. Shayna's coming off like the biggest star in the whole freaking company as far as women go. And Baszler eliminates Beth, leaving just Baszler and Charlotte Flair as the final two. Charlotte uses a leg scissor to yank Baszler over the top rope, and that was it. You're going to Baszler eliminated. Charlotte Flair is going to Mania.
I don't care, really.
The fireworks go off. Charlotte cries. Charlotte celebrates. Charlie Caruso jumps in the ring for an interview. Charlotte says, I don't care if these people like me or not. Just remember that this is my division. Cool.
I guess so. She's good. Whatever she does, I'm sure it'll be fine.
So then go for it.
No, I was just saying I'm not looking forward to it, and I'm also not necessarily against it.
I assume she ends up challenging Becky at Mania.
Probably.
Because here's the thing. I don't see her challenging Bayley because logistically it just wouldn't be right for her to challenge Bayley because the way WWE operates with couples. If she challenges Bayley and wins the title, she's got to move to SmackDown. Then you would have to move her fiance, Andrade. Then you would have to move Andrade's manager, Zelina Vega. Then you would have to move Zelina's husband, Aleister Black, to SmackDown. Paul Heyman wants Black on Raw. So with all that in mind, plus just the history between Becky and Charlotte, I think it's going to be Becky Charlotte at the Rumble or at Mania.
Sure.
So then we move on to the SmackDown Women's Championship match that went 10 minutes.
Oh, I
It
have
felt like 5.
I have a one very quick critique that
Of?
I thought of today during the pre-show, and it was Sam Roberts talking about why he thinks Charlotte is going to win, and the only statement Sam Roberts had is she's the queen. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean?
She calls herself the Queen. I don't know. I know she's from the Queen City, because that's what they call Charlotte, North Carolina.
It kind of sucks that like you have to rely on like your nickname for your justifications for winning. It's just kind of lame. And like when you hear it,
I don't think it was justifications for winning.
It's just
I don't see it as that.
Let's just continue.
Again, like I said, we then get Bayley and Lacey Evans for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Match went almost 10 minutes. Didn't really feel that long. Really a nothing happening match. Evans' daughter and husband were at ringside watching. Really funny when they first cut to her daughter. She started picking her nose, so the camera cut off really fast.
That was cute.
Bayley controlled the match until Evans made a comeback. Evans tried a springboard moonsault, but Bayley got her knees up. Then she just pinned Lacey Evans by holding the tights. So I don't know.
It was a heel win.
That's what I was going to say. I don't know if it's because it's the heel win. They're going to keep this going. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention about the Women's Rumble. No Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
I have been hearing that she might be hurt. I don't know any other details along the lines of she might be hurt. I heard about it first 2 weeks ago. And if you really think about it, since the Triple Threat Tag Team match on SmackDown about a month or so ago, she hasn't done anything physical. So, we'll see. Vamp for a second. I need a bottle of water.
Oh, fuck. You can't ask me to vamp. I'm way too high. I'm going to take a look at the chat before Tim comes back, because I feel like we haven't interacted with you guys in a little bit. Joey Fireman says, truly the best best Rumble pay-per-view in years. I think this one was pretty good, and definitely, within the last few years, definitely among the better ones. Charlotte's always taken the spotlight from people. Not really. You could have gone with Baszler, sure, but I mean, hey, maybe they have better plans for Baszler or different plans or whatever. They just went with Charlotte as their safety pick. Who gives a shit? Let's just hope that they do something fun this time. I don't necessarily hate when they repeat stuff, as long as something can change. As long as it feels like a different match each time, I'm not going to complain about seeing the same people compete. Because, like, Charlotte and Becky, albeit overplayed, like, yeah, they have good chemistry. They are pretty well in the ring together, and I enjoy watching them. So, get over it.
So going forward, we got a 17-minute strap match for the Universal Championship. Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan. One cool thing, like we said earlier, no red light. Two men were strapped together, sort of, by a 13-foot-long strap. Basically, you just put your wrist in it. You weren't really, I don't know. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. I messed up my throat today, so if you hear me like pause a lot, that's why. Bryan immediately used the yes kicks in the corner early, but Wyatt powerbombed him and followed it up by hitting him with a strap. Bryan's body got very red very quickly. Wyatt caught him in the arm with a strap, and Bryan's elbow got a little bloody. Bryan countered Sister Abigail with a kick to the head, then followed up with a running knee for a near fall. Wyatt fell to the outside, and Bryan nailed him with a dive from the top. Wyatt fought him off and tossed him into the steps. Bryan used the strap to drive Wyatt into the ring post, basically yanked him with it. Bryan then used a running knee off the apron. Bray Wyatt came back with a clothesline that turned Bryan inside out. They get back in the ring, and Bryan misses a missile drop kick. No, hits a missile drop kick. I don't know why I wrote it as that. And followed him up with the yes kicks, and then hits him with a strap a few times. Wyatt no-sold the strap shots to the face, basically. Bryan then responds with a violent looking kick to the head. He led the crowd in a yes chant and then a running knee as he caught Wyatt, as Wyatt caught him in a Sister Abigail off of the running knee. Very, very close near fall here. After exchanging some slaps, Wyatt went for the mandible claw, but Bryan tried catching him in a submission of his own. Wyatt seemed to get the mandible claw, but Bryan countered it and hooked Wyatt in the yes lock. He used the strap across Bray's face. Wyatt eventually escaped and basically just rained down shots on Bryan. Bryan then used a schoolboy for a 2, followed up with a running knee for a near fall. Bryan started to Hulk up here, but Wyatt popped up to his feet as well. Bryan tried to use the strap. Wyatt no-sold it. Wyatt then applied the mandible claw, slammed Bryan while holding the claw, and then just pinned him. Wyatt retains. And after the match, they sold this like Daniel Bryan was just almost
dead. Yeah, it was hard.
They had Daniel Bryan laying in the ring for like 2 minutes, and the entire time the camera just got closer and closer to show the welts on his back.
Mm-hmm.
So at one point, they're helping Daniel Bryan up the ramp, and he falls down. And then some idiots start laughing at him in the crowd. So Bryan finally gets to his feet. He's like, "I got this. I can do it." And he limps to the back by himself. They then announced 42,715 people are here. They made him.
Go ahead.
Give me a second.
I believe in you.
They made a point to mention that this is the new attendance record for Minute Maid Park. More people than a Taylor Swift concert.
Nice. I enjoy Taylor Swift.
I bet you they're going to do the same thing when they go to LA for WrestleMania. Because the first event in that new LA football stadium is a Taylor Swift concert. I think she's doing 2 nights in a row. So I bet you they're going to do it again. We got more people here for WrestleMania than the Taylor Swift did.
WWE just has a secret vendetta against Taylor Swift for no reason.
No, here's the thing. Getting off topic for just one quick second. City of Los Angeles wants WrestleMania in that building 2021. WrestleMania wants to go 2022. Do you know why they want to go 2022?
I don't.
It's because if they go 2022, then it's after the Super Bowl. That way, they can announce a bigger number than the Super Bowl.
That's pretty fucking stupid.
They then told us the next Saudi show will be in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on February 27th.
Yeah, joke's on you guys. Well, you guys are going to be watching that. I'm going to be at bar wrestling, so eat it. I'm excited.
Becky Lynch then challenged Asuka with her title on the line. This was a fun match. I thought this match was really good. Asuka had a black, purple, and green gear. Becky wore all black. Early in the match, Lynch avoided a hip attack and applied a disarmor through the ropes. She followed it up with a missile dropkick for a 2. Asuka followed this up with a neck breaker into the ropes, followed by a dropkick for 2. Asuka used the Shining Wizard and got a 2 off of it. Lynch came back with a bulldog and a low dropkick. Lynch then used a front suplex off the apron. Asuka just splashed face first down on the floor. Lynch followed with a dropkick and an exploder into the barricade, then a diving leg drop into the ring for a 2. Asuka came back with some strikes and then used a hip attack on the apron. Lynch responded with a thrust kick and a uranagi off the middle rope for a 2. Asuka then caught Lynch off the top with a code breaker. She then applied an armbar, but Lynch countered into a cover, only got 2 off of it. Asuka applied the Asuka lock, but Lynch quickly got onto to the ropes for the rope break. Asuka followed this up with a German suplex and kicks to the head. Referee checked on Becky Lynch after she kind of went down hard after that kick to the head. I guess she sold it like she was knocked out, so the ref just, to be safe, double checked on her. The ref then... looked like the ref was about to call off the match, but then Lynch got up and stopped him. This allowed Asuka to hit a couple more kicks to the chest and the head. Asuka countered a disarmor into a schoolboy for a 2. Lynch then hit an inverted DDT. Lynch almost ran into the referee by accident, but was about to miss her, but Lynch kicked her in the gut and Asuka sprayed the mist straight up in the air. Lynch then applied the disarmor and, Asuka tapped out. So Lynch finally beats Asuka. It's her one, I guess you could say, big hurdle. According to Becky Lynch, she's done everything except beat Asuka. But she hasn't won Money in the Bank, so that's not everything. I thought the match was fun.
Yeah, it was.
Excuse me. So then we go to... So we know that the men's Rumble is going next. And Booker T's music hits, and I go, wait, isn't Brock supposed to come out first? I know Booker kept saying, I want in the Rumble, but then he was announced as a special commentator, so all good. I thought Booker was actually pretty good on commentary here. Brock Lesnar comes out first, and who would come out? Oh, first, actually, before Brock Lesnar came out, they let us know that Bobby Lashley and Rusev would not be in tonight's match because they had a brawl in the parking lot earlier in the day. So my thought was, oh, cool, you going to show us? Nope. No footage of it. That must have been a last-minute decision. It's like, hey, how do we get these guys out of this match? Which, they weren't the only guys announced for the match that weren't in it. Buddy Murphy was supposed to be in, Tucker was supposed to be in, and Otis was supposed to be in. So Brock comes out first, gets in the ring, and Elias comes out second and is stalling. And Brock says, I've had enough of this. He runs out of the ring, almost falls face first because he slips getting out of the ring, grabs Elias, throws him in the ring, and just destroys him. The bell rings and the match starts. Lesnar gave Elias a German. He then just waffles him with the guitar so hard that the guitar doesn't even break. And Lesnar eliminates Elias, and, well, Brock's by himself till Eric Rowan come out. Eric Rowan comes out, only lasts about 8 seconds. He jumped in, tried to go face-to-face with Brock. Brock then turns around, clotheslines him out. Like I said earlier, good way to keep Eric Rowan still looking like the monster that they want us to think he is and not look weak to Brock. So with that, Robert Roode then comes out next. He got a couple shots in on Brock, but then Brock got him with an F5 and eliminates him. John Morrison comes out next and is eliminated immediately. He takes a belly-to-belly just over the top, straight down to the floor. And I think it was Corey Graves goes, well, his parkour came in handy helping with that landing.
Look, commentary teams nowadays absolutely suck. The only good commentary teams I've ever found are independent companies. God damn it.
You don't watch New Japan then, do you?
I do watch New Japan.
I love Kelly and Rocky Romero.
I think they're fine. I don't necessarily pay too much attention to them. I guess they're doing kind of a good job because they're just kind of there, I guess. But goddamn, that whole women's rumble was extremely tough. Listening to Jerry the King Lawler make jokes, and it just made me want to fucking gouge my eyes out. I wanted to die. At
least they weren't circa 2000 Jerry Lawler jokes.
Oh, they were edging the line of how close he could get to circa 2006 Jerry Lawler, and it's fucking annoying. God damn it.
So next out at number 6 was Kofi Kingston. Crowd actually went wild thinking that Kofi was going to get one over on Brock. The crowd chanted for Kofi as Lesnar gave him a German suplex. He lasted long enough for Rey Mysterio to come out at 7th dressed as Batman.
That was sick.
Lesnar then took down both Mysterio and Kingston. He hit them both with clotheslines in the corner at the same time. And then out would come Big E. So Kofi and Rey slide out of the ring, and they kind of regroup with Big E. They all jump in, and they try to triple team Brock, but Brock fights them all off.
Mm-hmm.
He rails Kingston, Mysterio, and Kingston gave Lesnar a nice Trouble in Paradise that Brock sold greatly before Big E hit him with a big ending. Mysterio then hit him with a 619. Big E then got down on his knees, and Rey jumped off of him. It was like the Hardy Boys spot in the corner where you run, jump off your buddy's back, and splash him in the corner.
Whisper in the Wind is that's not Whisper. That's Poetry in Motion.
Poetry in Motion. But
cool name. Cool fucking name. What a nice name.
Way to peek the mic there, bud.
Yeah, I'm loud as fuck.
But as Rey goes to splash Brock, Brock immediately just throws him over the top rope. He crashes to the floor. So we got Big E, we got Kofi in there still with Brock.
Hold on, are you not going to mention how Brock literally jumped off of Kofi's back? Or not Kofi's, Big E's back?
Well, I was about to get to that. Like I said, he eliminates Big E, or Rey, throws Rey out. He then runs and leaps off of Big E's back and hits Kofi with a clothesline. He eliminates Big E and then eliminates Kofi. Cool spot there with those 4 guys.
Fucking sick. I wonder whose idea that was.
Cesaro then comes out in 9th. Hits a series of uppercuts. Brock basically no-sells it. Hits him with a knee. Vertical suplex. Throws out Cesaro. Then we got one of my favorite spots because I thought this was just comedy gold. Shelton Benjamin comes out.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
He comes out and he's happy because it's his old buddy. They were training partners together. They went to the same college. They were a tag team in OVW when they first started with WWE. And so Benjamin comes out with a big old smile on his face, shakes Heyman's hand, and then he hugs him. And Paul just goes, go for it. Go in there to Brock. Brock's happy to see you. And so he gets in, and Brock hugs him. And then Brock doesn't let go of him, so I'm like, oh, his ass getting beat. And then he lets go of him. And then Brock just grabs him and hugs him again. And I'm like,
yeah, which was weird. Like,
weird?
Huh?
I said weird.
Do you think he forgot at the spot?
No, I think Brock was just playing it
So
up because
funny.
Brock knew that he had time. And so the 2 men square up, not with each other, but waiting for someone to come out. But Brock is just slightly behind Shelton Benjamin. So then he grabs Shelton and hits him with a German. Then throws him out of the ring. Brock was so amused by himself, he was laughing his ass off. Then out at number 11 would come Shinsuke Nakamura.
Shout out! I saw someone posted on Twitter. It's a funny picture of a picture of Shinsuke versus Brock from New Japan in like, oh god, what year? 06.
Yeah, it would have been 06 when Brock was there.
Yeah, 06, and it was a funny picture. Thank you
Brock,
for the 199.
Brock,
Yeah, he's returning tomorrow on Raw. They announced it. Promise. Tell all your friends.
You know what I think CM Punk thing is. CM Punk loves
I
to
don't
be a
care.
troll on social media. What is bigger? What is a bigger way to troll the fans than being on a fucking WWE show where you don't wrestle? There's no bigger troll. There's no bigger way to troll the fans than that.
It's pretty stupid.
But I liked the Nakamura. They mentioned that Nakamura and Brock Lesnar were both big-time champions in Japan. They didn't mention, I think, correct me in the chat or the comments if I'm wrong, I think Brock is the one that beat Nakamura. Brock beat Nakamura to win the IWGP title.
Did he beat Nakamura or did he beat Curtis Angle?
No, that was just a title match.
Oh.
Because I think he beat Nakamura. Then there was like some dispute between Brock and New Japan, and Brock just said, fuck you, I'm not working for you anymore, and vacated the belt.
Can't believe Brock Lesnar is a former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion.
He did 8-10 months in New Japan. Something like that. Maybe not that long. It was less than a year, but it was a significant amount of time. So Shinsuke comes out at number 11, hits a number of strikes on Brock. Brock ducks a Kinshasa and counters it into a F5 where he just F5s Shinsuke over the top rope. MVP then comes out at 12.
Loved this.
Received a good reaction from the crowd. My son, MVP comes out. He does not know who MVP is, but the first thing he does, he just yells, "It's Black Panther!"
It was.
Because the MVP was wearing Black Panther gear.
I'm coming.
Lesnar gave him an F5 and eliminated him quickly. 11 straight eliminations from Lesnar. They said this is the first time that anybody has eliminated 10 or more people in a row to open up a Royal Rumble.
It's pretty hard.
Keith Lee then comes out at number 13 to a great reaction. Lesnar seemed impressed with Keith Lee's size. Lesnar tried to knock him down, but Lee didn't budge. Lee then knocked Brock down with a shoulder block, which got a big pop, and Brock was amused for a little bit. They then both knock each other down with a double down clothesline spot before Braun Strowman would come in at number 14. John Elite says it's Kinshasa, not Kinshasa. What?
I think it's just pronunciation, but who cares?
This guy been watching Harry Potter? Freaking Hermione line.
I've never seen Harry Potter.
She makes fun of, I think it's like Ron Weasley for saying a spell wrong.
Okay.
She's like, it's Leviosa, not Leviosa. It's like, weird. Anyways, I've seen those movies too many times. Anyway, Strowman comes in and goes after both men. He knocks down Keith Lee. Keith Lee goes through the bottom rope. Does not get.
Hey, can we just mention the pop that Strowman got
Yeah.
It was loud. They were electric for him. Because then they started to think, like, hey, maybe Brock can be eliminated now.
Right. Strowman tries to eliminate Lesnar, but he hands him a German suplex. Strowman and Lee start brawling. They brawl. It was weird because their brawl was like, you couldn't tell what was coming by the way that they like started to brawl and then inched over towards the ropes,
towards the rope.
And then Brock just dumps them. So elimination. So technically and technically not, Brock's got the record for eliminations. If you want to count, they counted it. If you want to count the Greatest Rumble, the elimination record is 13 by Braun Strowman. Tonight, Brock eliminated 13 people.
Nice.
Out next would be Ricochet at 15.
Ricochet.
Lesnar knocked him down and gave him a suplex. Drew McIntyre would then come in at 16 to a really good reaction from the crowd. And he goes face-to-face with Brock Lesnar. And he looked massive.
Yeah, he's a big fucking guy.
Which is weird, because when you look at McIntyre now, of course he's gotten way more muscle than when he was in WWE the first time. But he also, for some reason, looks taller than when he was in WWE the first time.
Whoa, it's almost like people grow. Anyway.
When you hit a certain age as an adult, you don't get any taller.
It's definitely the muscles, I think.
It has to be. So McIntyre, like I said, enters 16. He goes face-to-face with Brock. And then Ricochet gives Brock a low blow, which is a callback to Raw from last week. McIntyre then hits Brock with the Claymore that sends Brock over the top rope and out of the match.
Cool spot.
Brock lasted 26 minutes. Crowd went absolutely apeshit bananas when Brock was eliminated. McIntyre easily then just throws Ricochet out. Miz comes out at number 17. McIntyre immediately gave him a Future Shock DDT, Claymore, and eliminated him. Lesnar was still at ringside, so I was like, please don't have Lesnar jump in and eliminate him. Please don't do it. They teased it because Lesnar stayed at ringside for so long, though. The crowd then sang the goodbye song as Lesnar got to his feet. At 18 was AJ Styles. They fought a bit until Ziggler came out at 19. Carl Anderson came out at 20. Ziggler wanted to work with Styles and Anderson to eliminate McIntyre, but then all of a sudden, as they were trying to throw out McIntyre, AJ just looks at Dolph and kicks him and says, we'll let Drew stay in the match. Cole thought that was very weird, and I thought that was very weird as well. And then, number 21. Everyone's just going, doing their spots, and out of nowhere, the countdown starts. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You hear the little bang. And then it happens. You think you know me, know me, know me. And Edge comes out to a tremendous pop from the crowd. Even got his fireworks. But then, whoever was in charge of making sure what was on the screen fucked up. Because Edge runs in the ring. Camera cuts to the crowd. Edge does something. You hear something happen, and it immediately cuts back to the ring. So they missed Edge's first move back in 9 years.
Didn't they also fuck up, like, AJ's debut with Roman's face?
No. Some say that... No. Because that was actually done right, because you wanted to stay on Roman as long as you can. Because the quicker they would have panned over to the stage where it said phenomenal on the screen, the quicker you would have known that it was AJ. So you wanted the people at least watching at home to not know it was AJ till he actually walked out. But
Got it.
Edge then takes out Ziggler. He spears Carl Anderson. Took down McIntyre. Styles tried to strike Edge, but Edge counters and hits him with a spear. And then this is when things get weird. So AJ gets hit with a spear, and he goes down. He does the whole flip me inside out spot. But he literally got like folded in half. And he slides over into the corner. Every referee that's at ringside and 2 doctors quickly run over to AJ. They're talking to him. It's about a minute or so before AJ pulls himself up with the ropes and goes straight over to Edge. The doctors do not leave AJ's side. Like they're as close as they can be at ringside to AJ, and he just gets dumped over the top by Edge. I hope he's not hurt. I don't know what's going on, but it was concerning. Baron Corbin then comes out at 22nd. Matt Riddle comes out at 23rd. Bro chants from the entire crowd. And then McIntyre just eliminates him like...
Nope, you're wrong.
Not McIntyre. Corbin.
Yep.
I don't know why it's written here as...
Because one of the most cursed things ever said was Corbin eliminates Riddle. Just that statement alone sparks horror into my veins.
Like... He was the Chelsea Green of the men's rumble, getting eliminated as soon as he got out there.
Nah, because he got his shit in.
Not really.
He got to do shit, though.
Like what? I don't even remember anything he did.
Yeah, I think he just got a couple strikes on some dudes. Nothing fancy.
So, I think, what did he, like, kicked McIntyre once or something like that, maybe? Yeah, no, I remember now. He kicked McIntyre and he knocked Edge down with a knee. That's what it was. Corbin then eliminates him. Luke Gallows comes in at 24th. Corbin gave Edge a deep 6. Edge looked like he was making sure to protect his neck. McIntyre eliminates Corbin. Orton comes out at 25th. Orton gave both members of the OC an RKO. Edge and Orton then look at each other and rated RKO team up to eliminate the OC. Roman Reigns then comes out at 26th. Reigns spears Ziggler and eliminates him. Kevin Owens comes out at 27th. He handed out cannonballs, powerbombed a McIntyre, and gave Reigns a stunner. Owens also avoided an RKO and gave Orton a stunner. Aleister Black would come out at 28. He handed out knee strikes to Owens and Edge, and then gave McIntyre a black mass. The God of This is Awesome chant. Samoa Joe would come out at 29. He didn't waste any time trading fists. As soon as he jumped in there, he was just going to blows with everybody. Joe even got the better of an exchange and booted Owens. And then at number 30, Seth Rollins, who came out with Buddy Murphy and the AOP. And I actually kind of liked that because it works for that gimmick.
Yeah.
Because if Seth would have just came out by himself, it would have been like, oh, that's cool. Let's see what he does. But him coming out with the AOP and Murphy just really solidified it. It's like they do what he tells them to. So Owens and Joe slipped under the bottom ropes, didn't eliminate themselves, but they attack all 4 heels at ringside. Rollins' crew then attacked Edge and Orton, who were also at ringside. Rollins gave McIntyre and Reigns curb stomps in the ring. Aleister Black then went to work on Rollins, but Murphy interfered, kicked him in the back of the head, and Rollins eliminated Aleister Black.
Yeah, so I wonder if they're going to continue that Murphy-Black thing.
Maybe, but at the same time, it could have just been like, these guys have been going at it for a while.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my bad.
Owens gave Rollins a stunner and chucked him over to the top, but AOP caught him from being eliminated. He did not fall on the floor.
Imagine what would have happened if AOP dropped him.
I thought it was a cool spot, but at the same time, I was like, we saw that in the Women's Rumble. The exact same thing.
Plus, it was even funnier because it was Otis.
Exactly.
So they did it better, ultimately.
Owens then attacked the AOP. Rollins then eliminates Owens. Joe put Rollins in the Coquina Clutch until Murphy got in the way. Then Rollins eliminated Joe. A brawl broke out at ringside. And Owens, Joe, Murphy, and the AOP all brawled up the ramp. And Rollins was on the turnbuckle like, where are you going? Excuse me, I need you down here. So Rollins gets down, and he realizes that he's in the middle of the ring. There's 4 guys in each corner, and they're ready to whip his ass. So what does he do? He says, Roman, we're buds. Let's work together. Shield fist bump? Roman said, no thank you. Roman gave him a Superman punch. They all then traded turns, giving their big moves to Rollins before dumping him over the top. So the final 4 is Reigns, Edge, Orton, and McIntyre.
Which I think is a great final 4.
It is. I forgot to mention at one point, Orton got thrown over the announce table into Booker. And they were down for a while where they were like, Booker's checking on Randy. And then Booker gets his headset back on and Cole goes, everything okay? And Booker's just like, yeah. Like he sounded a little mad.
Well, he's hurt.
So Edge and Orton exchange words before they attack Reigns and McIntyre. We get a "This is awesome" chant yet again. Orton gave McIntyre an RKO, then Edge followed it up with a spear. Edge and Orton then gave him a double RKO. Orton set up for kind of like teased an RKO to Edge, but instead Edge catches him, throws him over the ring, says, "Hey, you don't play them games with me, buddy." I think he even called him kid. And Orton just literally goes off, "I don't need any of this," and just walked off. Edge, where was I? Edge was then in there with McIntyre and Reigns. The crowd starts chanting, "You still got this." Edge and Reigns then brawl, which is really cool when they went face to face. Reigns then went for a spear, but Edge dodged and hit a spear of his own, which got a big pop. Edge and Reigns then traded blows on the apron until Reigns eliminated Edge. Crowd booed. Reigns then got back into the ring, gave McIntyre a Superman punch, but McIntyre followed it up with a Claymore kick, tossed Roman over the top rope. McIntyre eliminates Reigns and wins the Royal Rumble. He will now go on to WrestleMania. McIntyre was crying, as this is the biggest opportunity he's ever gotten so far.
Yeah, that was sick.
I thought
it was a great Rumble.
I thought the men's Rumble was really fun. There was no, I liked that with the women's Rumble, we got the dumb comedy spot with Santina. I was kind of happy that they kept the men's Rumble so serious. Or, I know some people thought the whole Brock stuff wasn't serious and it was just making a bunch of guys look like goobs. But I felt like, even with that, it was still done in a way that didn't really make too many people just look like insignificant geeks.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, we got a couple text messages I want to read before we wrap things up. This person here asks, if it'll load, with Drew winning the Rumble, will he challenge Brock or The Fiend? I assume Brock.
Yeah.
This person says, do you think they'll have an Elimination Chamber match where the winner faces The Fiend at Mania? That's what they usually do. Person says, no, come on. If you want to load. It says, I'm confused. Why were the wrestlers announced to be in the match and then they weren't? Because Vince changed his mind. This one's another repeat question. The person says, do you see... Where was it? Come on. Load. Says, can you see Roman winning a number one contenders match inside Elimination Chamber to face The Fiend at Mania? No, because if they're going to do a number one contenders match in the Chamber, it's going to be all SmackDown guys. Well, wait. Yeah. Roman is a SmackDown guy, so yes, I can. I don't know why I thought he was on Raw for a quick second there. Yes, I can, actually. This person says, when's Nia Jax coming back? Wasn't she rumored for the Rumble? She was rumored. I've heard she's cleared. Maybe they just have a better idea than throwing her in there in a random Rumble. The person says, where was Cain Velasquez? He did an interview saying he's supposed to be in the Rumble. I don't know. Didn't really hear anything. And this person says, what do you think was a bigger surprise, Edge or McIntyre winning? Even though we kind of knew both, I think Edge. What do you think was the bigger surprise?
Edge.
I love how Edge tried to trick everybody last night by making us think he was at home having a costume pizza party with his daughter. Did you see that Instagram post?
Nah, I don't think I follow him on Instagram.
Well, I don't either, but it was just going all over Twitter and stuff. So Edge posted a picture of his daughter in dressed up. And he goes, while mom's at work, I'm at home having an Octonauts pizza party with Ruby. So he really laid in the fact of making everybody think that he was still home in North Carolina, not in Houston. It was all cool. But that was Royal Rumble. Nick, you have any closing thoughts on the show?
Nah, man, the Royal Rumble was cool as fuck. I had a lot of fun. I almost have zero complaints about this show. I enjoyed it from about start to finish. At some points I got a little bored, but that's just the nature of a long-ass show like this. After a while, I'm going to get tired. Each match had me invested at least, and that's all I got to say.
One last text message here that just came in. This person says, I heard that they don't know what to do with Chelsea Green. Is that true? Was also that maybe why she was eliminated so fast. It's not. So the thing is, Chelsea Green worked a couple matches on Raw, worked a couple matches on Main Event. Now she's got a storyline in NXT. The one that they're not sure about is Deonna Purrazzo. She hasn't really done much in NXT. She worked against Asuka on Raw. She worked a match for Main Event last week, I think. And when they did the women's battle royal in NXT, she was a late addition because they weren't sure if they wanted her in that or not, because they may still use her more on the main roster. But if you saw this week's NXT and like the clips online after that, she attacked Shotzi Blackheart in the back. So I think they're giving her a storyline in NXT. I think Chelsea and Deonna are going to be NXT wrestlers. We'll see where it goes, though. But that was the Royal Rumble.
Heck yeah, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Nick. You can follow me on Twitter at ArmWeek21. You can follow us on Twitter at PWUnlimited. Tim, where can they find you?
You can find me basically everywhere at Timmy Buddy. So, you kept asking before. I did change my PSN username finally, but I couldn't get just Timmy Buddy, so I had to get Timmy Buddy 89. I don't know if I waited too long or it was already taken before.
F.
But that's going to do it. I want to say thank you guys for joining us here tonight. I will be back live tomorrow morning. Live edition of the Wrestling Wrap-Up. We'll have a special guest host on there with me. And then we'll be live again tomorrow following Monday Night Raw.
Wait, what are you doing tomorrow?
I'll tell you when we're done.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Call your mom. She probably misses you. I'm hungry. I'm going to go eat dinner. Bye.
Bye.